Hello physios, get back to my channel. Today we learn on topic on osteomyelitis, which is very important and most of them are asked to do on these notes. And it comes under physiotherapy ortho. Let's we learn what are its conditions and what are its said headings and its physiotherapy management. Firstly, it is an infection of the bone and bone marrow by pyogenic organisms. It means having any bacteria surrounding it and causing a pus. That is called your osteomyelitis, and it may be acute or chronic. Your acute osteomyelitis, it may be any open fracture or bone operation. When it comes under into its etiopathogenesis, it may cause some of the Staphylococcus aureus, that is a bacteria, and the organisms will reach blood. You are causing the bacteria, it enters into the bone and it enters into main part of your metaphysis of the long bone. When comes under its pathology, it is along the medullary cavity. You can see the pus, medullary cavity, and the thrombosis. These 3 points are very important, and the blood supplying to the bone segment, it is getting cut off. If we look into out of its cortex, the pus is traveling along its Volkmann's canal. If we see across the bone section, we can see the Volkmann canal, and it comes into line subperiosteally. Then periosteum is, if you are going to lift that periosteum, you can see in the bone, and it results in a damage to the periosteal. So the pus under periosteum, it generates subperiosteal into new bone. The periosteum is perforated, letting pus out into the muscle or subcutaneous plane when it is felt an abscess, and the abscess bursts out of the skin, so you can see the pus is getting the discharge of the skin. Then the features of this are pain and swelling, fever also. It is a very common features, let we know all. And the examination, the child is febrile, it means weak and dehydrated. When you can also see the inflammation, redness and heat. How do you investigate? If we see the blood content, you can see the polymorphonuclear leukocytes is, and you can see some of the ESR is elevated, and the x-rays are your periosteal new bone deposition, and the bone scanning, you can see using your technique of 99 the bone in metaphysis and the indium 3 labeled leukocyte scan. Just you write the investigations and what techniques are used in that investigations. Next, your differential diagnosis, because based on this what you can diagnosis other, like you can see acute septic arthritis, acute rheumatic arthritis, scurvy, acute poliomyelitis. When what comes under your treatment, it comes your conservative like antibiotics, rest and proper position of your limb, adequate balanced diet, your fluid intake, regular monitoring of fever, pulse, hydration intravenous or administrated. What comes about your PT management? To restore optimal range of motion to affected joint and to restore the strength and endurance of the muscle, that is a repeated and maximum the strength you need to be developing. Pain and spasm can be reduced by your cryotherapy technique. Splinting of the affected joint and affected limb is elevated position so that you can reduce the edema. Brief and light isometrics are initiated. As deformity is minimal, you can use standing balance, weight transfers by using your parallel bars. Next, some of the complications: chronic osteomyelitis, acute pyogenic arthritis. And the chronic osteomyelitis, it is used for chronic pyogenic osteomyelitis and it caused by a fungal infections. When comes in pathology, when periosteum is lifted off due to pus underlying the bones, it causes it loses the blood supply. So as the blood loses the bone, you can see there is a dead and form of a sequestrum. It is a process of repair, continue, and new bone laid called involucrum. It is most important. You can they will also ask as to mark involucrum. What is sequestrum? It is defined as a piece of dead bone surrounded by your infected granulation tissue. Then what is involucrum? It is new bone laid down under the res perosteum, the part of your repair. It lies outside the sequestrum and develops like a hole in the bone through which the pus will be draining out. Your holes are called your cloaca. Next, your radiographical features: thickening and irregular cortex and deformity of the bone, patchy sclerosis giving honeycomb-like appearances. The bony cavity, it's an area of rarefaction surrounded by your sclerosis, and formation of granulation tissue surrounding the sequestrum giving appearance of radiolucent zone. And you can also see involucrum with sinus holes. Next, treatment for the chronic, you can use antibiotics. For surgical operations, you can use sequestromy, that is removal of the necrotic bone with curettage of the cavity, and it is carried by the infected granulation tissue, that is also removed. And what is curettage? It is nothing but your cavity on the bone which allows the accumulation of the pus and bacteria inside, and the cavity is curettated, that is it is removed, and after through the curettage filled with cancellous bone, grafts or viable muscle. Next, you amputate when a discharging sinus of long-standing duration and it undergoes some of the malignant changes, that is the tumors in the bones or some of the organs of body getting involved due to your infection to the bone. At chronic stages, what is PT for the chronic? Deformity, you can see the passive stretching mode and dynamic orthosis. You can use POP cast and then scars for passive stretching by combining your gentle massage and ultrasound. Your next ambulatory devices. For the amputations, long-standing infection undergoes into the malignant changes. Complications, it might be growth abnormalities, pathological fractures and joint stiffness. When it comes into subacute osteomyelitis, it is divided into three: salmonella osteomyelitis, Brody abscess, sclerosing osteomyelitis of Guerre. Your salmonella osteomyelitis, it is subacute type of osteomyelitis which presents during or following your fever, which means enteric fever. And the features are your bilaterally symmetrical, involving your ulna or tibia bone, and involving your diaphragm bone also. And the treatment, you can use antibiotics, curettage or the drainage of your abscess. Radiographically, we can see the area of refraction in cortex bone which is surrounded by your sclerosis. And next, your Brod's abscesses. It occurs from your low-grade infection of bone to by Staphylococcus bacteria. Next, some of the features are your single abscess is commonly formed in metaphysis of long bones. So, especially in the lower end of the femur and the upper end of the tibia. Its features are your dull and deep pain felt over site when abscess is studded with pus and with granulation tissue. In radiography, you can see round or oval lytic lesions which are surrounded by the zone of sclerosis at metaphysis bone. Treatment: antibiotics for subacute and drainage of abscess or curettage of cavity. If cavity is large, you can undergo for surgical removal of abscesses, which is followed by your cancellous bone grafting. Next, your sclerosing osteomyelitis of Guerre. It is a diffuse sclerosing inflammatory lesion of your unknown cause. It is idiopathic cause and commonly seen in children and affecting your long bones. The clinical features are your chronic dull pain to the tibia at night time and deep bone tenderness, no discharging sinus. Radiographically, we can see the increased density and cortical thickening over the affected part of the long bone with some obliteration of medullary canal or to be seen in radiographically. You can write simple words if you are using your radiological terms. And treatment: absolutely antibiotics, excision of your thickened bone, differentiation from Ewing sarcoma or osteosarcoma or osteoid osteoma. Your PT management, you can use a splint to be relaxed your position of your joint, and you can perform the limb to be elevated to help your drainage of waste following your drainage of the abscess or your curettage. following excision and bone grafting, vigorous to non-affected limb. You can also use gentle short duration isometrics, check contractions or tightness. You can use posterior above knee, orthosis or chest. Ambulation is progressed from supported to independent mode by correcting your limb in gait training. This is all about your osteomyelitis. You can also use this topic in clinical ortho too, has have been elaborated for the both. Thanks for watching SPM. For further notes, you can watch my channel. Thanks for watching.